So in the business world, they have a acronym that we have to have SMART goals. SMART goals. And that SMART stands for specific, measurable, actionable. That it can be actionable or attainable, realistic, and time-bound goals. Once again, you want to write this acronym down for yourself right now. You want to have SMART goals. SMART. The SMART stands for specific, measurable, actionable, or attainable, whichever you want that A to be, realistic, and time bound. So when you are setting goals for yourself, it's very important for you to be specific on the outcome that you are looking to achieve. You can't just throw a blanket goal out there. He said, slow down real quick. I need to slow that down. I need to come back one more time. All right. One more time. So SMART goals. SMART. S stands for specific. M stands for measurable. A stands for actionable or attainable. R stands for realistic. T stands for time bound. This is the SMART acronym. All right, so if you base your goals on this method right here, it will give you a track to run. It will jog your brain. It will jog your memory. It will help you to not create these type of goals. In the business world, you have individuals that might read a book like the book behind me called Think and Grow Rich. And they may read a book like that and be excited, and they be like, I'm going to make $1 million next year, but they never made 50,000 yet. Sometimes it's good to be realistic. Not to say that you're exercising a lack of faith or a lack of belief, but it's being, when you're not being realistic, it can cause you to be frustrated when you don't attain that desire. So let's go to a specific. When you are specific in what you want in life, some people already say that you're halfway there already. Knowing exactly what you want. What type of goal are you going after? How are you going to use your time? How are you going to manage your time to get this specific outcome that you are looking for? So is that going to entail maybe cutting back on some television? For those of you that watch television, I don't watch television at all, pretty much, period. But what is it? Is it social media? Now you got television on your phone, or your iPad, on your iPhone, or your Android. What do you need to give less time to and more time towards to help you attain that specific outcome that you're looking for right now? So be specific. Exactly. Some individuals, some of you all have heard me give this analogy before about an individual saying, well, I need a job. Well, McDonald's is always hiring. Are you going to be specific on the type of job that you're looking for? Are you going to be specific on going into a place where you can purposely be able to share your gifts? Purposely be able to be in an atmosphere where you can impact change and it can line up with your major definite purpose? Or are you going to take whatever comes to you? So be specific about your time management. Be specific about your goals. Be intentional about who you surround yourself with. Measurable. The M stands for measurable. All right. You need to be able to have something to measure this goal by. Measure this. It might be by something that you accomplished in the past. Measurable. Having if you put this whole goal down for this whole year, and let's just say your goal is to make $70,000. What is a measurable amount? Where would you want to be at after the first quarter of the year? If you're breaking that down into 4, you're breaking that 70,000 down into 4, I think you're going to be somewhere around 17.5 in the first quarter. If you're going for 70,000, you need to at least have $17,000 that you made in the first 3 or 4 months. Now, I know that's a small amount of money to some of us, But to some people, 70 grand, that's some life-changing income that can help them out, especially if you are a young adult or a teenager for sure. But what is the measurable actions that you're going to be able to take down the road? Do not despise the days of incremental. So whatever that measurable attainment that you're trying to go after, be okay with making small progress along the journey. Because when you're watching social media and you're watching these people online, what you're going to start doing, you'll start comparing yourself to them. Sean is like, look at Sean's like, oh yeah, yep. You're going to start comparing yourself to these individuals, and you will begin to start making yourself feel like a failure when you're not a failure. When the fact that you need to celebrate your small incremental improvements along the journey and be okay with that. Be okay with the incremental improvements. You don't have to go from $0 to $100,000 in 1 month. And you're watching these people sitting out on Instagram with cars that they rented. They got hotels and they got luxury, condos and mansions they standing next to, and they making and you looking at that and you feel like you a loser. When the fact that you are supposed to appreciate the small incremental improvement. So I'm saying that with the SMART goals, measurable. All right, make sure that you're measuring your progress and that you're celebrating the small wins along the way. That's what keeps you motivated to go on and to achieve greater things. I'm that type of person. My wife sometimes she kind of wonders like, why do you got to celebrate this? Listen, every book that I've wrote, when I was finished with the book, when I finally got finished typing the last page, and I got out here and I got it back and I sent it out to my editor, and then next thing you know, my graphic designer guy came through for me, put the graphics on here. And then once I read through the book, I ordered a copy from Amazon. I got the author copy and I read it. Man, guess what? I'm going out celebrating. Before everyone even get the copy, I'm celebrating. And then when I get my shipment in the mail, because this was a goal of mine, I accomplished it. And once it says in the scriptures, once the desire is accomplished, it's a tree of life. That's in the book of Proverbs. So the desire was accomplished. And so guess what? I'm taking myself out to celebrate. I'm going to have me a nice meal. I'm going to sit back and I'm going to think about this, because what people, they fail to see and fail to realize is that they are just looking at a book, but they don't know everything that went in between these pages. They don't know how many years it took to bring this about. They're just looking at a simple book. So I'm celebrating, and I want to encourage you all to do the same thing. So we talk about SMART goals, SMART, SMART, specific. Make sure you're very specific, not just with your goals and your time management. Be specific with everything you want in life. Be specific. A lot of us got married on this line, but we was not very specific on the type of wife we had. I'm not saying that some of us will go back and not be with our wife. Some of us probably will. They'll be like, I was not specific. I didn't ask the Most High. Be specific in what you want in life. Your goals, your time management. All right, the woman that you want to spend the rest of your life with. Be specific. Be specific in your prayers. Measurable. Now we're going to actionable. All right, you got to take action. Don't be sitting back here thinking that I'm going to sit back and write some goals down. I'm going to write this down on paper, and I don't have to do anything about it. I just sit back and just chill, and then the Most High is going to fulfill all of my desires. You're going to be deceiving yourself with that mindset. You got to take action. What type of actions are you willing to take to accomplish your dreams? What type of actions are you willing to take to accomplish your worthwhile objectives? Some of you all, all of you all, you got good stuff inside of you. You have, there are other authors on this line. There are other business owners over here that's on this mentorship right now. There are other people that's going to change the trajectory of the whole world right here in this group. What kind of actions are you going to willing to take? And so one thing that I will employ you to do is to do an exercise, what I call the think tank. The think tank. This right here could be one of the most valuable exercises that you could ever do in your whole life. And I learned this by a man named Earl Nightingale, that they call the Dean of Personal Development. And so what you want to do is you could take 1 hour a day, 1 hour a day, 5 days a week, and go to a place, a quiet place, where you don't have to be bothered or busy, a place where you know that you're not going to be disturbed that much, all right? Go to a place and grab a clean sheet of paper, clean sheet of paper, and I want you to write down things that you can do to improve what you're already doing right now. This activity right here, this exercise right here will reward you in ways that your brain cannot even fathom. I saw Dawood over there clapping over there because I know Dawood is into the personal development space too. If you sit back there, and maybe you know about Earl Nightingale too. If you sit back here and grab you a clean sheet of paper and write down everything that you're doing right now, if it's your job, if you are a business owner, if you have a nonprofit, if you're volunteering somewhere, write down everything that you do, and then under that, put ways to improve what I'm doing. And so you just write that stuff down. And then so let your brain go. You time yourself with the 30 minutes or an hour. And guess what? Guess what that's going to do to you? You're going to unload all your thoughts. You're going to unload them onto your brain, onto your paper. And so now it's going to be giving you a track to run on. And as you write down all these ideas, because a lot of you all are thinkers, you keep it in your brain, you keep it in your mind, but you don't act on it. This is going to help you to act. So you do this think tank idea. You write all your goals, everything that you do. So like for me, if I'm writing down my think tank will entail, okay, wisdom and wealth. It would tell my consulting business, the name of my other business that I have. It would be like 3 or 4 or 5 main things. And I would write those things at the top of my paper. And then I will write wisdom and wealth. How can I improve wisdom and wealth? And then I will start writing down things that can improve wisdom and wealth. I will start writing down things to help me with my consulting business. I will write the name of that. And next thing you know, all these ideas are coming to me. And so now I have 20, 30, 40, 50 ideas. And all you need to do, one idea could change the rest of your life. All you need to do is act upon. So now we're on this A action. The A part of the SMART goals is actionable. You have to make sure you take action towards the things you write down. And so imagine this real quick, and I'm gonna move on. And if Dawood, I know Dawood might have something to say about this as well. I have to probably bring him in here in a second. But with the A, with the actionable and attainable. So if you write all these goals down on paper, you transforming your thoughts into the piece of paper. Now you're looking at this piece of paper. And I say, oh, I need to make sure I do this. I need to get flyers. Adriel told me to get some flyers for the wisdom and wealth. So I need to write that down. I need to get flyers. I need to do this. I need to do that. I need to host a Zoom meeting. I got to do it. And I'm writing down everything that I need to do for wisdom and wealth. And it's giving me this track to run now. I take action now. So when I take action, results start to happen. Attainable. The other A can stand for attainable. Do you believe that you can attain the goal that you are seeking to embark upon? Or is it some high pie in the sky type of thing? Like I told you, it would probably be your best interest if you're a person that have a financial goal over here and you're thinking about, I want to make 6 figures and all that. My question for you is, have you made 50,000 yet? Because we read the books and we watch the podcast. We want to go from making 20,000 a year to 200. And we skipped over the 50. We skipped over the 75. We skipped over 100. Now, if you have something that can give you some type of quantum leap like that, then hallelujah. We give thanks to the Most High that He increased you, tenfold for your business. But make measurable and obtainable goals, actionable goals that you can accomplish. Realistic. That's what another R stands for in SMART goals. R is realistic. It's tying into attainable. It's tying into measurable. Let's be real with what you can do. Even the Messiah, when he gave the parable and he talked about the talents that he gave to the different individuals, he said he gave it to them according to their ability. Every one of us on this live, you have to make the distinction in your mind. Am I a 1 talent person? Am I a 2 talent person? Am I a 5 talent person? Let's be honest. Look over your life. Look at what you've been able to make multiply under your care and be honest with yourself. But He's giving you your talents according to the ability that He's put inside of you. And I personally believe that everybody's over here is more than a 1 talent person. But if you want to take the safe route and say you're a 1 talent person, that's between you and the Most High. But take what you have and double it. So specific, measurable, actionable, realistic, and time bound. All right, now you got to put a time limit to your goal that you set for yourself. Put a time limit. Because if you do not have a time limit, it's just a wish. And your wish, it may happen. It's a possibility that it still may happen. But think about the track stars that run around, the track, and they're trying to, beat a certain time. It's because of the time that pushes them to achieve high results. That's why you got the people that's trying to beat the 4-4. I believe it was in the 1960s, if you will, 1950s or 60s. And one of you can correct me if I'm wrong on this one. They had it. They thought that it was impossible for an individual to do the we talk about the 4.4, the 4.3, the 4.2, and all that. They said it was impossible for someone to do that and to do like a 4.0 or a 4.1 or something like that. And so when one person finally did it, when one person finally broke the record, it opened up everyone else's belief, and now all kind of people start breaking the record. And so you got to put a time limit, though. If it was not a time limit and they was just allowing people to run and run, then you're not going to be able to measure your results.